Hey guys, welcome to The Shallow Deep, where we talk about deep topics in a shallow amount of time. I'm Azariah, Easy.
And I'm Jeremiah, Easy.
And this is actually a short rendition of our main podcast, Deep Topics.
Our main podcast is about 20 minutes, and we're going to shoot for 10 or 5. It depends.
Because
But
this
I
is
think
actually
more
our
10.
fifth take.
So, without further ado,
let's start.
Begin. Today's topic will be about how to deal with friends who have different tastes, interests, or hobbies from you. And as you begin to make friends, you'll soon realize that some of your friends are different from you. There are some benefits. Some of the benefits is that this will make you a well-balanced person. Opposites attract.
It's science. That's the way it works.
And
magnetism, right? North Pole, South Pole, attract.
Introvert, extroverts, right? Mm-hmm. Now, there are some downsides.
Some very interesting chemistry. Never mind.
Chemistry. There are some downsides. It can be difficult for you to talk or understand your friend. A great example is my brother and I. He's a computer programmer, and I am interested in psychology. When he'll be talking about coding, I would have no idea what he's saying, and same for me when I tell my brother about type watching or when I talk to him about it. So how do we avoid this situation of one person being interested and the other person falling asleep? We need to have common ground. And at hilandreslife.com, it says, trying something your friend loves to do and then trying something you love to do is a bit of back and forth that shows you've got a good chemistry to play off of. And the main reason why you made friends with that person to begin with is because you both had something in common. So Azariah, what's your thoughts concerning that?
Well, in my opinion, I would kind of think you should probably find something interesting about their interest if you want to make any connection at all. I mean, that's at least the first step. Like in my case with you, I have to find something interesting about your psychology, and you have to find something interesting about my programming. Or in outside cases, try to find something that's quite similar. Like in my case, I'm friends with a graphic designer, and that's really close to web development, which is something I do. And we were able to connect because basically web design, that's pretty close to graphic design in a way. And even though I'm not a web designer 100%, we were able to connect in that way because like, oh yeah, there's some design involved in newspapers, websites, pamphlets, that kind of thing. So there's that kind of thing. That's how we were able to connect.
So find something common within both of those interests.
Yeah, because, I mean, the main reason why you make friends with that person is because you both have something in common.
Yeah. For example, let's say that you have a friend, and this friend likes space. You, on the other hand, you like nature. Well, there's something in common with both of them, and is that they're both created by the same creator.
They both have the same amount of design complexity.
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
So anyways, that's number one. Find something common with your friends. Find something in common. And the reason why you made friends is because you do have something in common. So just find that. Number two, experience something new with your friends. It can be hiking, mountain climbing, walking in nature. Azariah has a lovely list. Azariah, what do you have?
In fact, I actually have a list that actually was not written by me, but written by this guy by the name of Dr. Greg Smalley, who's vice president of marriage and family formation at a podcast called Focus on the Family. Great podcast, by the way. Focus on the Family. If you're listening to this podcast, we love your show.
Yeah, we love your show.
Love it. Just keep doing. God bless you with everything you're doing. You're helping a lot of people cope with family issues and that kind of thing. And you've helped us learn a lot too. So, Dr. Smalley's list of common interests. So when you're trying to find a common interest, that's kind of like experiencing something new. Just find something that both of you guys would like to do. For example, playing sports or learning a new sport. In some cases, you might not want to do that. Like if you're, let's just say this, if you're elderly, depending on your age, you might not want to learn a sport.
You might not want to do football.
Yeah, might not want to do football.
Maybe golf.
Maybe golf. Yeah,
golf is good.
Another item, cycling. Oh, by the way, before I move on, all the sources are going to be in the comments below, whether in Spotify or YouTube.
And if you guys like this episode already, please give us a thumbs up and let us know what you're doing. Are you driving? Are you
sitting in the living room?
Are you watching it with your friends? Tell us in the comments down below.
Back to Dr. Smalley's list. Bird watching is another option. You could watch birds together. Co-authoring a blog.
A blog is similar to a podcast, and that's kind of like the way of how Bro and I were connecting.
Although we do have plans to extend this, not just as a podcast, but also as a website.
Yeah.
That's in the future. We'll talk about that later. Participating in social work. In other words, volunteering and community service and that kind of thing. Composing music together, jamming on instruments. Very fun. Yeah. photography, scuba diving, horseback riding, hiking, cooking, visiting local tourist attractions or museums, volunteering at a church. There's a lot of different options that you have out there. And of course, as I said, all the options I said here so far, all from Dr. Smalley's list. And I'll digress from there. So, in other words, just find something that you two would like to do, whether that be even mountain climbing. I don't know who would want to climb up. I mean, hold on, I need to correct myself here. I probably would not want to climb up a mountain because I mean, it's not that I'm afraid of heights. I just don't want to die trying. Let's just put it like that.
When you're experiencing something new, think of it as a clean palette. Think of it as you starting the spark again. And then the third advice I'd give is talk about it. Let them tell you about your interests.
About their interests.
About their interests.
Yes.
Thank you. Man, so many friends that I was not interested in whatever they were doing. And then when I got a chance to talk to them, I was able to connect with them because I was talking to them about their interests. So when you talk about their interests, they're able to open up, and therefore you'll be able to have a playground to play with.
Or a playground to play in.
Yes.
For that matter. Or a sandbox. I think I would agree with that. I mean, with the fact, many of my own friends as well that we've made so far, we've been able to connect with them, not because they have the same interests, but because we were able to find common ground with those interests. Like in the case of our friends who happen to like rabbits. We have friends that like rabbits. That's true. Never mind. I was about to say something, but I decided not to say it. So here's the thing. Originally, my brother and I, we were not necessarily interested in rabbits. However, we had these friends that liked rabbits. And after a while, we saw their rabbits and we thought, oh, wow, these are really cute bunnies. I mean...
Or rabbits.
Or rabbits.
Or runnies.
Or runnies.
Or babbits.
Or babbits, yeah.
All right, it all depends.
It all depends, yeah. Wow, I'm echoing everything. Anyway, but the point is, we were able to find a connection with that, and because of that, our friendship has been able to flourish so far. And in some cases, we were able to kind of mix multiple interests together. Like, we were actually able to start a rabbit selling business together. And none of us really, I don't know if any of us really had, business experience at all. We were actually able to start a business, and it seems to be going good. We enjoy it.
You could do amazing things together. To the friends who are listening, and if you have a friend who's listening with this as well, you guys can do amazing things even with those differences. Use those differences to your advantage, and you can create something really beautiful. Just to reiterate of what we said. Number one, find common ground. Within the interests that you both have, there should be something in common. So find that. Also,
Find that sweet spot.
Find that sweet spot. Yeah. Also, experience something new with your friends. If you need like a new place, if you need to work with a new palette. Wow, I'm buffering today.
If you need to work with a new slate and try to find a completely different interest that you two are interested in, and try many things. In fact, it might just be that both of you just like trying new restaurants. Do it. Just go out there, fill your tummy, go back home feeling like you're gonna throw up. One of the, I mean, that's an exaggeration. I was just trying to be funny, but the point is, just try to find that connection.
I mean,
that's
think
what
about
friendship's about. You're supposed to find a connection.
That might be a connection. Like you both ate too much at that restaurant, then later that night you both send text messages like, "Yeah, I had to throw up all my food." That's an over exaggeration, but find something in common, and then after that, talk about it. Both of you guys, talk about your interests.
Talk about why you even why you liked a particular dish and why you hated a particular dish. Perhaps even talk about why you're interested in something like, hey, why are you interested in psychology? Why are you interested in psychology? Or why are you interested in rocks? It could be they just want to be a paleontologist, you know? Just dig. That's the whole point. As a friend, you're supposed to dig. Dig for information. Try to figure out why.
And dig deeper, because the more you talk about their interests, the more you're able to understand who they are as a person, and the deeper you're able to dive into who they actually are. Just like deep topics in a shallow amount of time. I'm Jeremiah.
And I'm Azariah, and you've been listening to Deep Shallows!